Buddy.
Same to you, boys. Welcome back to the Tundra.
It's always nicer talking to you after a win, too.
Yeah. That's a good game.
Feel good. Big 2 points.
That's a huge 2 points. That team is a good team. It's the right time of the year to have that kind of momentum. It was a disappointing loss on Saturday, although an amazing game. Before we get into anything more, pizza topping from our topic this morning. Favorite must-have?
I'm kind of a trash can, so I'll eat any pizza.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said.
I'm just a classic. Like, if I have to choose one, maybe just like pepperoni, bacon, sausage, something like that.
Meat.
But like I said, I'll just shovel it down. I don't care.
Put pizza in front of me, I'll eat it.
How do you feel about kiwi?
Yeah, see, I saw that. That's weird. people are getting out of control now.
It's too
far. You need to settle down.
Trying to be different. You don't need to.
Anything you want to say about the Kassian Tkachuk incident on Saturday as an Oilers fan?
Listen, I was in Calgary on Saturday. I watched it. If you poke the bear, you're going to get the claws.
Yeah.
And the thing with Matt Tkachuk is he wants to crawl into his tiny little turtle shell and pretend that doesn't happen. But hockey is more of an honorable game like that. And I think that the interesting part about it is if you looked around the NHL afterward and saw all the support Kassian was getting and said, yeah, he did the right thing.
Yeah.
That's not a great look for Tkachuk. I mean, he has to step up. If you're going to throw hits like that, man, sometimes you got to answer the bell.
I love all the former players speaking out and being like, no, Zack Kassian's in the right here. Even Teemu Solani was like, no.
Yeah.
Tkachuk needs to learn.
Those hits were predatory. I mean, that was a comment we heard Kassian make this morning on the headline shows, and that was what I was saying when I was watching it. I was like, he's deliberately targeting Kassian. It's not a hockey play. It's like a headhunter play. And I know he's not going the headhunter. I shouldn't say that, but he's deliberately attacking one player on the ice, going out of his way to hit him and hit him to hurt him. I can't believe he didn't deal with some sort of slap on the wrist from the league, right?
Well, you make a great point. Like, listen, and it wasn't just one hit, too. It was 3 hits.
Yeah.
So even Kassian in his interviews since, he's like, okay, 1 is something, 2 is what are you doing, 3 is I'm going to tune you up, and he did.
Yeah.
And there is nothing more emasculating than seeing Tkachuk in the tiny little fetal position with his head tucked behind his hands, praying for his life. Like, I watched
Kassian throw him around like a rag doll about 42 times. I enjoyed that video.
Me too. But the thing is with Tkachuk, too, is he says, well, he's a bigger guy. Well, he's not that much bigger, man. He's an inch taller. He's got a handful of pounds on you. Like I said, if you're going to throw those hits, if you're going to go searching for those hits, don't make it against a guy like Zack Kassian, because he will tune you up, and he did. And it's going to be interesting to see how the game on the 29th goes. I'm bummed because I'm going to be in Mexico, so I'll miss it. But it's going to be interesting to see how that game goes, because Tkachuk is making himself look like a baby, to be honest.
Oh, interesting news from our division. The Vegas Golden Knights just fired their head coach.
Oh, really?
They just announced on Twitter, yeah.
Why am I always, the first thing I think of is like a me coaching moment now?
A Me Too thing.
All right. What player was he abusing?
Peter DeBoer is taking over.
Baggedmilk, Oilers Nation, always, the nation always has something cool when things like this happen. Are you guys doing something with the whole Kassian Tkachuk thing?
We launched a turtle shirt.
I love it.
Awesome.
We launched a turtle shirt. We have moved hundreds of these things so far. If people get it by, so what our goal is to fill the building on the 29th with as many of these stupid things as possible.
Awesome.
So if people order by the 17th, they will have it in time for the 29th.
You had
nationgear.ca.
Money going back to Australia wildfires too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
10%.
We always want to try and do a percentage that goes to charity, and it's the least we can do.
Nice work, guys.
I also want to ask you about the Finnish delegation you guys are entertaining this week.
Oh boy, those guys party. We were in Calgary with them on Saturday, and they had just landed. I'm talking in the hours before the game. Very little sleep, but they were draining beers like I had never seen. These guys party.
Yeah, a huge group of Oilers fans from Finland that have made the trip out. So,
that's fun, man.
They were at the game last night, I saw. So.
All right.
Yeah,
Now,
there's about 30 of them. You could hear their chants through the TV at points. Like, they are just great animals. I love them. They're the best.
Now, the fans in Calgary and the fans in Edmonton are kind of getting into this whole Saturday night fiasco as well. We'll start with what the Calgary fans were doing. They raised a bunch of money to buy a billboard to put Matthew Tkachuk up in Edmonton, which I'm a fan of. I enjoy this kind of banter back and forth. It makes the games more exciting, right? And the Battle of Alberta has been a little bit, I don't know, off its mark lately, so this is good to see. But Edmonton has responded with Grant found something, and I thought this was a very passive-aggressive move, but I'm also a fan of this.
There was the donating to charity in Calgary to buy lunches for kids in honor of Zack Kassian.
See, that's why I love this too. Like, the Battle of Alberta has been garbage for, let's be honest, a decade.
A long time.
So to have this going on now is the best. I just love that. You know what I really love is how inside Calgary fans' heads Edmonton Oilers fans are. Like, they think about us nonstop. Outside of the Battle of Alberta, I don't spend 2 seconds thinking about the Calgary Flames, but they are constantly thinking about the Edmonton Oilers. So go ahead, spend your money. You know what we can do? We can avoid your billboard, but what we're going to do as Oilers fans is we're going to make a difference in your community as Zack Kassian.
In Zack Kassian's name.
Yeah.
Yes, that's that. We need to make sure we point that out. We were down in Jamaica last week, as you know, and there was a group from Calgary, and there was a big hockey fan that we were hanging out with, a good guy, actually. You might know him. He knew you guys from the Nation, Aaron.
He played in some hockey tournaments with
you guys, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember where they were now, but
I think he played in that outdoor thing that you guys did in Banff one year. Anyway,
okay.
And he's partied with you guys. Like, he knew you. And anyway, but it's funny because Krat and I were teasing him about Lucic, right? And then he got up on his horse about Neil and how much of a loser he is. Like, they are very defensive about this trade, right? Lucic is doing exactly what he was brought in here. They've got it all. They have it. It's scripted almost. It's hilarious.
Well, let me tell you, like I said, I was in Calgary on Saturday night, and Lucic was perfect because what he did is he came down the left wing, he lost the puck to Connor McDavid, and Connor turned around and scored a highlight reel goal that we're going to be watching for the rest of the season. So Milan Lucic, good guy, still supporting the Oilers, occupying his space on the Flames. He is untradeable. Enjoy him.
Yeah.
Enjoy whatever reasons you have to keep him on the roster because he's not very good anymore.
Oh, awesome. Hey, by the way, if you guys get bored and you're looking for something to do, bring those fins by the radio station. We'll have
boys, I don't know if you can turn down the mics quiet enough to keep them in check. You know what I mean? Like, they are animals.
I love it. Baggedmilk, Oilers Nation. Have a good day, brother. Stay warm.
Thanks, boys.